There's not a single company that's above disruption, not one. And so if you don't start building these war chests during these times where innovation is just coming at us faster than we've ever seen it before, you're going to fall behind and you're going to put your entire company at a disadvantage in the markets. And the minute that disruption shows up at your doorstep, if you've surrendered all the capital that should have been building that war chest, you're out of the game. And I think that's a really dangerous game for companies to play. And that's why I think that most companies need to be really actively thinking about pursuing some version of the strategy. It doesn't mean you have to be in the capital markets raising debt and buying Bitcoin all the time, but make sure you at least take the basic steps to harden your balance sheet and give yourselves a fighting chance for the future here. I think you cannot overlook that step in your journey. And if you do, it's one of the things you end up being remembered for, right? Nobody remembers the people that stripped risk and volatility entirely out of a company until it disappeared off the face of the earth, right? Those aren't the executives that you praise. The ones that you praise are the ones that saw something coming, took decisive action, and built a resilient organization that could withstand threats that come along the journey. And I think that's what Bitcoin treasury companies really are.
There's Ben Workman. He's sitting there telling you what's going on in the market. The new wave is Bitcoin treasury companies. There's more companies jumping on board. Right here, here's one company that's been making major headwaves. It's able to be bought in the US now. MetaPlanet. They established a wholly owned US subsidiary. There is major moves that's going on globally. Get in on the ground floor. Don't think this is a get rich quick scheme. Think 5-10 years out. Where are these companies' valuations going to be, and where is Bitcoin going to be? Pack your bags. This is just one company. There's other examples. Check this out.
Today, there's 80 companies that hold Bitcoin, or 80 publicly traded companies that hold Bitcoin as a treasury asset. 5 years from now, if you zoom out and look ahead, how many publicly traded companies do you think will adopt Bitcoin as a treasury asset?
I expect it will be significantly higher.
It'll be thousands.
There will be thousands.
It's just going to continue to grow.
I expect that number in the future will be closer to 20%.
It's going to become central to actually how companies manage treasury.
Companies are really getting excited about this.
I think we look back, we're just going to go like, how did people not see that?
How did you not see it? Michael Saylor did. He's the one that broke the mold. And right here, Michael's even saying, by the time your financial advisor advises you to say it's okay to buy Bitcoin, Bitcoin will be $1 million per coin. When they say it's a good idea, it'll be 10 million. Look at this here, the Bitcoin ETF exposure access across top US wealth platforms. You got all the platforms right here, all the way from Fidelity, Vanguard, Citibank, BNY Mellon, anyone you can think of. The top ones in the US, exposure prohibited. There's still about almost 10 on this list where you cannot have any exposure to Bitcoin as a client there. And then there's even more exposure that has restrictions. And then of this entire list, there's only 5 companies: Fisher Investments, Mariner, Wells Fargo, Fidelity, and Klaus Schwab. Those 5 companies give you unrestricted exposure. The option, if you are a client that wants Bitcoin, we are still early. And like we said, Michael Saylor had to be the one to break the mold first. He talked about this some years ago. Check it out.
I think this kind of is working in 12 weeks or 24 weeks. But when I did this, I didn't expect it to work in 12 weeks. I did it thinking that in 1 to 3 years, people will think I'm not an idiot. And in 10 years, I'll be happy I did it. And I'm ready to get beat to death for the first 1-2 years if people are going to beat me to death. Because you could have been beat to death on Facebook stock and Apple stock and Google stock and whatever in a 1 to 2, 3 year time frame. There's anybody that tells you that they actually know the direction of this stuff over the course of days or weeks or months, they're deluding themselves and they're deluding you.
So there you have it from Michael. And right now, that's the wave. Bitcoin corporate treasury, Bitcoin adoption on the institutional grade level. Are you still stacking sats to beat the institutional FOMO wave that's coming? With that, what's happening, Crypto Crew? Sean's coming back at you. If you guys like this content, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button. We appreciate each and every one of you. Get straight into it. Right here, check this chart out. Every time we have these vertical lines, we can sort of see where the peaks are going to be, because the support from the previous cycle ends up being resistance for the next. Support of the previous, resistance of the next. support of the previous, resistance of the next. That's going to take us up to, it looks like somewhere between $200,000 and $300,000 when it's all said and done towards the end of this year potentially. We hope your bags are packed and that you're ready. And a cool find here, shout out to Cena 21st. He's saying that every 40% increase in time, Bitcoin has a 6x in growth. Every 40% increase in time, 6x growth. 40%, 6x, 6x, 6x. As you see, time is still getting further and farther. So this seems to be at the beginning of this year, 59,000. Let's look at the Bitcoin chart when we could see 59,000 was the last time we seen that. That was around September of 24, so that was Q4 of 24. So when you go from 2011 to 2025, you're talking about 14 years. So another 40% of 14, you're looking at 5.6 years added onto it. But either way you cut the cloth, 5.6 years, you're talking about 2030 to 2031. 60,000 times 6, you're talking about a $360,000 Bitcoin by 2030 to 2031, if this holds true. No guarantees in markets. Current time it's recording, Bitcoin's coming in at 94.92. What do we see? What do we anticipate? We're still in an uptrend. We've respected this support line, bounced off it, hit our head on the upper bound, and are holding this and came back up over this orange line. This was macro resistance. We had to get back over, and we're just trading above it. And right now, the MACD has had a bullish crossover, and it seems like the RSI still has some leg room to the upside. This is on the 3-day chart. If you look on the weekly, it looks even better. We're seeing the light red potentially flipping to green. The blue line has crossed up. Haven't had the bullish crossover yet, but it looks like we could be seeing some bullish momentum on a lower time frame. If we look on the daily, we're seeing that we could be having some cool off potentially, but we haven't got into oversold territory just quite yet. So we have some more legs. Bitcoin's looking very bullish. Bitcoin dominance, there's people that is waiting for alt season. What do we see? What do we anticipate? Let's get out our horizontal line here. And as you can see, this level is obviously a level that we came back, tried to back test, got rejected again. And now we could be heading back up towards this range, the 72% range. So people are waiting for alt season, but see this bullish crossover of the 20 crossing over the 50 and 200, and the price action is just steadily stair-stepping its way up. Something to be mindful of, but if we do get back up to this level, look here. This is a huge Adam and Eve pattern, and this has been forming since really, let's say, May, almost 2015, this started to form. So this is a pattern to definitely pay attention to. Where do you measure this from? It's not quite pulling this down like a head and shoulders pattern, but we'll just use this line for a reference. Let's get the extensions off of here and then pull this up. So we're not going to go up this high, but as far as this target, I believe it's about a third or 50% breakout target. So if you look at this target, this is about a 50% of this line here. So a third of the line would be roughly right there. So you're talking about, if this is what we're seeing, this Adam and Eve pattern with the technical target up back towards 90%. And if you look to the left of the charts, this had a meltdown. So the next resistance level that Bitcoin could see, if it does see it, is right around here, 95%. If we blast up through this and have this continuation, this is right between 33% and 50% of this technical target. So could it hit this? Is that a possibility? Yes. And mind you, alts will get decimated in this scenario. So that's what we see. Be careful holding alts, because if this is max pain up here, if this occurs, if we hit these targets to these levels, everybody that's waiting for an alt season, that alt season may never come. And then some more bullish news, there's more bullishness. This could basically kill a lot of alts. And if we see that, that's a huge W pattern. Not that we're going to just continue to go up and have Bitcoin dominance go up into 200%. That's not realistic because it's just 100% of the market. but you guys are understanding what I'm saying. This is looking bullish for Bitcoin, and this actually could come all the way back up to these levels if we have a continuation. Right now, there's still some more upside. Haven't had this rollover yet, but you gotta be patient. With that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. If you guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate each and every one of you. With that, I'm out.